Hey everybody, it's Alyssa here, and I'm here to talk about week 5 in the Covid-19 Arizona ICU. So if you would like to see what's going on and just hear about my experience, please stay tuned.
Child, when you're out on your own, a million miles from home, feeling the weight of the world.
So I can't believe it's already been 5 weeks. I say that with like every update video, that I can't believe it's been however much time that it's been, but like literally I feel like I just got here and I don't know. But basically it's been a week since I got my COVID vaccine. I did have a little headache from the vaccine for like 2 or 3 hours, but it may not have been from the vaccine, but I never really get headaches, and I did have just a slight headache for like 3 hours, and I took some Tylenol and it went right away. But I did tell you guys previously about my one friend that said he had a migraine all day, but otherwise my arm was just a little bit more sore than a flu shot when I was trying to lift it up. But it was nothing too concerning. I didn't have any other COVID symptoms. And they do believe that I was actually exposed to COVID with one of my patients a few nights later. The patient had previously tested negative for COVID, but then come to find out that they were around a ton of family that had COVID, so we were like retesting them and stuff. I don't know if it ever came back positive or negative, but I was happy that I had the vaccine to hopefully help me lessen the chance of getting it, even though I only have the first dose. I am getting the second dose in a couple of weeks, and so I'm excited for that. I'm gonna have a car rented for when I go to get that vaccine, so I don't have the same issue that I had with the Uber last time. So it should be good, I hope. Yeah, I mean, I was reading on the website, and it says that, on the website about the vaccine, and it says that you're most likely to have symptoms after, or like any side effects after the second vaccine. And also if you have like any fillers or anything, or which I don't, but just if you do, you can have a bad reaction, and it doesn't specify like how long. But I did see a girl on TikTok that got fillers a week before she got her vaccine, and she just had like, it looked like petechiae or like a bunch of red spots all over her face. But I think she ended up being okay. As far as what's going on in the ICU, everybody unfortunately is still very sick. I did get floated to the step-down unit for the first time, and it's where everybody's on vapotherms, which is basically like a high-flow nasal cannula, like very just more powerful oxygen. And everybody was like maxed out, and we had to like take 2 down to the ICU to get intubated, and a few other ones just like weren't doing very well. So it was just very sad to see the patients like that, because in the ICU, you know, normally they're just, you know, we have them a little bit more comfortable because they're intubated and sedated. Hopefully they're a little more comfortable, but you know, like when the patients are awake and just trying to breathe, and you're watching them just like try to breathe, and you have them maxed out on everything, it's just kind of sad. But it was nice to have some talking patients for once. So, but unfortunately, you know, a lot of people are still passing away, and I mean, this hospital is really doing everything that I feel they should be doing. They're doing early proning, like putting the patients on their stomachs, and they're doing all the right, you know, medications as far as I know. And these patients are still just passing away, like no matter the age, no matter if they have history or not, and it's just, it is extremely upsetting, but we're doing everything that we can. Otherwise, New Year's, exactly on the dot in New Year's, I was in a COVID room with like 5 other nurses, and we were all proning a patient. So we were counting down to New Year's and counting down to flipping over a patient at the same time. And that was pretty much my New Year's. One of the nurses brought like a big like instant pot of like a pot roast that she made, and that was really good, and somebody else brought some ribs, so it was nice. We had like a little New Year's thing, but ultimately it was super busy on New Year's because, you know, people don't stop getting sick just because it's a holiday. But I hope that everybody else had a good New Year's. What are some of your guys' resolutions? I'll tell you mine. My New Year's resolution is to do Ring Fit and intermittent fasting every single day, and I'm gonna try to video it. I previously had put up a video where I did Ring Fit and intermittent fasting for 30 days, and I saw really good results. But then my next hotels, like in New York and Baltimore, I couldn't plug in the Ring Fit and use it. and then I lost it at the airport. But now my boyfriend just bought me another one, so I'm gonna start doing that, and I'll make a little video. I want to try to go for 60 days since I already know what my results will be after 30 days, which actually will be great results. But you know, I've gained a little bit of weight, which I'm okay with, but I want to be more active and just ultimately live a healthier lifestyle. So it's kind of a cliche New Year's resolution, but that's my resolution. And otherwise, I'm going to be going to Mount Lemon with one of my coworkers because I haven't driven up to see it. And I mean, we literally just like work with each other and we don't go hang out with anybody. So we're just going to drive up to Mount Lemon for the day and then go to work that night. So, but I hear that it's really pretty at Mount Lemon. I've never been. I hear that they have like a ski resort over there and a few other things. So I'll tell you guys about it in my next video. And I think it'll just be nice to get out. I bought the ingredients for Gigi Hadid's pasta, her spicy vodka pasta, so I'm gonna make that later. I'm super excited about that. And that's pretty much it. Trying out new headbands. I think I'm gonna buy some hair clips eventually. And that's pretty much my, like what I'm doing right now. I'm not really doing too much. So, how is it where you guys live? How's COVID? Is COVID getting worse by you? Getting better? I would suspect that COVID's pretty much getting worse everywhere right now because of the holidays. But I mean, our hospital is completely maxed out. Like, we actually ran out of paralytics the other night to paralyze the patients. So pharmacy was going crazy trying to switch all the meds. Poor pharmacy. Like, I really feel for the pharmacy workers. Like, the pharmacy workers and the lab workers, but I feel like pharmacy like gets slammed the most, and like they always are short staffed and all, like in every hospital, and always trying to like run like all the emergency meds to everybody. But like when one like critical med is like out of nowhere goes out of stock for the whole ICU, and like every single patient is on that med and they have to get a new one out to replace that for everybody, it's just crazy. So it was definitely a crazy week for pharmacy. We also had run out of Versed and fentanyl premixes, so we were having to request that from pharmacy. They were having to mix it themselves and run it down to us, so it was just crazy. I hear that they were running out of propofol in some California hospitals recently. So it's getting real out here. I'm still loving the hospital that I'm at. I'm loving the people that I'm working with, and I'm just feeling very fortunate to be at a good hospital. I don't think that I'll be able to renew here. I'm going to try, but I know that they're not renewing past May. My contract's up in March, so I was going to see if I could at least hopefully renew through May. But I'll keep you guys posted on what happens. They usually don't start talking about renewals until like a month after. So like until like, I mean, a month before your contract expires. So we'll see what happens, but I really would honestly love to renew. I'm not feeling like so homesick or like depressed here, just because like it helps to have a good team when you're going through the hardships that is COVID. Because I mean, pre-COVID people weren't dying like this in ICUs, you know, like even in trauma hospitals, like it was like, you know, some people could get better, and it's just like everybody's dying and it's terrible. But this is the reality that we live in right now. So I'll post a week 6 update shortly. If you guys would like to follow along on my journey, please like, subscribe, comment if you enjoyed, and if you want to keep following along.
Mama told me before you leave, if there's only one thing you remember from me, child, when you're out on your own, a million miles from home, feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders, child, don't forget who you are, don't lose your head or your heart. I bet my life on your stars, you'll be dancing, dancing on the moon. I bet my life, you'll be dancing on the moon. I bet my life, you'll be dancing on the moon. on your own, a million miles from home, feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders. Child, don't forget who you are. Don't lose your head or your heart. I bet my life on your stars.